Have you ever tried growing kohlrabi and have it turn out long and skinny instead of bulbing and fat? I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd. Today we're going to talk about why that happens. Kohlrabi is a bulbing Brassicaceae, and it is one of my favorite vegetables to grow in the cool season. And it is my favorite because it is an alien vegetable. It looks odd, it bulbs up and then it gets all these weird leaves that are also edible, and it is usually one of the first crops to be ready ahead of broccoli and cauliflower and Romanesco and cabbage and all of that. But sometimes this happens to it, where it grows tall and skinny instead of bulbing up short and fat. Why does that happen? Well, let's take a look at all of the different reasons, because there are many. First up, temperature. So if you are growing kohlrabi in the off season, it is a cool season vegetable, as I mentioned, it can get stressed. We had a heat wave twice during the winter for like 4 days each, and that triggered this kohlrabi to grow tall and skinny instead of short and bulbous. Another reason why kohlrabi can do this instead of this is that it doesn't have enough nutrients. So because it's a bulbing vegetable, it needs phosphorus and potassium in order to do that. If it has too much nitrogen in the soil, it'll do this instead. So it's a good idea to test your soil before you plant kohlrabi to make sure it has enough phosphorus and potassium, and consider feeding it during the growing season if you're low. The third reason why this might happen is because it's too crowded. Now, I planted mine at least 8 inches apart. There's plenty of room here. That's not why this happened, but there is a little less sunlight in this area of the garden, so that could have been a contributing factor. If you're having a really bad kohlrabi year like we are this year, you can have extreme rain and suddenly your kohlrabi cracks like this. So keep checking it and pick it before that happens. Now the good news is you can still eat this, even if it's tall and skinny. It may be a little more fibrous on the outside edges of the crop, but if you cut off the skin and cut out the fibrous parts, you can still eat this. I've harvested these. They get fat. Even though they're fat and they're tall and skinny, they still make a good meal. Let me tell you what my favorite thing to do is with this. Kohlrabi is, I call it the paleo potato. If you chop it up into cubes, after peeling it, put it in a saucepan with a lid with about 1/4 inch of water and steam it for about 8 minutes. Then turn it off, drain the water, put the pot back on the stove, add some oil and heat it up. It will crisp up and get a little bit brown. It's like potatoes with a little bit of broccoli stem flavor in it, which is delicious. You can also slice and eat them raw. You can grate them onto salads raw. There's a lot you can do with kohlrabi. Now you'll notice here that some of the leaves are eaten. They are attractive to rats, so we do keep it covered with floating row cover during the season. These guys got poked out through the outside. That will help protect them from not only critters, but also cabbage moths, which love to lay their eggs on the undersides of leaves. If you've never grown kohlrabi, I encourage you to do it. Hopefully this will help you surmount any problems you might have with growing it. For more info about growing kohlrabi and other Brassicaceae, go to gardenerd.com and consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Gardenerd. Check out my books, my online courses, and everything else you can find at Gardenerd. Happy gardening.